can post some questions here. So if you can answer these questions, that will help me to prepare the agenda. Okay, and the second question. And the first question, my team members can share the results. First question, what was the result? So I can. Okay, so great. So a lot of people from, healthcare and hospital today. And people from construction as well, even manufacturing. So we have a mixed crowd today, and I know many of our present students who are participants of our CPHQ and project management training. They have also joined in. So special welcome to everyone. And any more questions are there? Yes, please go ahead. Okay, so looking at the salaries, I just wanted to tell you that those who are in the first bracket, you can easily think of increasing your salaries by 30% by taking a green belt or black belt certifications. And this is based on our surveys, which we have conducted over the past 18 years. We have been conducting the training programs for the last 18 years. Then we have got those who are in the second bracket, around 20% increase. Those who are in the third bracket, we can say around 10 to 15% increase. And the last bracket, you are really doing pretty well. And further, this certification is going to enhance your career in terms of, say, promotions and better opportunities. So great. Those who are in the highest salary bracket, you can look for much better opportunities and manage informed teams, because in future you will be receiving the people who have already undergone these data analytics and Lean and Six Sigma courses. So once again, welcome everyone. And based on the any other questions are there, my team, if you want to put on any other questions, that's it. Okay, great. Thank you. Thanks a lot. And okay, so what I would request you to maybe this is the agenda for the day. I'll introduce you to the company. I'll introduce to Anexas, and then after that, I'll also give a brief introduction about myself. And I see that people are still joining. In the last 5 minutes, we have got 50 more people joined in. So next 5 minutes, typically it happens that people keep joining in. So I will take these 5 minutes to introduce myself, and also we'll be talking about DMAC, define, measure, analyze, improvement, control. DMAC is the methodology which we follow when we implement Lean and Six Sigma. When we implement Lean and Six Sigma in organization, and when we do a Lean Six Sigma projects. And then we will see some applications in the industries. And also towards the end, if we have some topic, have some time, then I will discuss a little bit more about the lean topic, and I'll try to take some examples. So we'll have an example mixed from mixed industries. I see a lot of people, maximum people are from healthcare today. So I'll be maybe when I'm talking about lean and especially 5S and maybe when we're talking about the wastes, I'll take example from a hospital, and then after that we will do a project together. So if you ask me what is lean and Six Sigma, my two sentence answer would be that lean and Six Sigma is a way to improve our processes by following project approach. We improve our processes by following project approach. And what is the basic definition of a project? Project has a starting point and an end point. It doesn't exist after some time. Okay, so that's a one-time endeavor. So welcome everyone, those who have just joined in, a warm welcome and a formal welcome to everyone. And as I said, next 5 minutes, people will still keep joining in. You're not missing out on anything.
Hi, welcome to Anexas. Anexas has been consulting and training the professionals in the organizations around the world since 2006, and we have trained more than 150,000 people and consulted for more than 500 organizations, which includes Fortune 100 organizations too. I'm Amitabh Saxena, and I have designed this program based on my 30 years of experience while
working with multiple industries. Now that video was recorded around 3 years ago. So total, now I have got 33 years of experience, or rather 34 years of experience. No, it has been four years now. So we were established in 2006, and we have been enabling individuals and organizations to achieve excellence since 2006. I'm a chemical engineer, MBA finance, and amateur poet, also very hardworking. I was very hardworking earlier, but I was not earning money. Then finally, I became a black belt, and wow, my salaries increased. And of course, as I said before you, I'm a data scientist, master black belt, PMP, CPHQ, and 34 years. Well, let me change that. Okay, 34 years now. I'm growing old. Okay, so and consulted many from almost all domains. It is manufacturing, largest manufacturing organization, largest oil and gas company, Aramco. They are our clients. Some of the biggest hospitals in Middle East and UK, National Healthcare Service. They are our clients. In Australia also, 2 hospitals, major hospitals. Then the largest fertilizer company, they are our client. Largest pharmaceutical company, Novartis in Switzerland, they are our clients. So many clients, we have lost the count, and I'm not joking, I'm really okay, I should be a little humble. I understand that when we are trying to prove our credentials, and looking at the way the media and social media is going, I have to act, I have to behave. We are the best, we are good, etc. And we've got a lot of credentials, but anyway, that we have to do. Like sometimes nowadays, those earlier when I have been practicing as a Lean and Six Sigma professionals for almost 28 years now. And those days, we didn't have to shout too much, but yeah, nowadays, what we have to do to get the people to the programs. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, and you will be not only learning from me today, but you will also be learning from what my students have achieved in the past so many years. So quarter century, I can say. Some of the programs, some of the photographs, as people join in, I'm just, taking you through some of the photographs worldwide, different countries. I also take pride in telling that I conducted the first ever black belt training program in whole of Middle East. And that was covered in the newspapers, Gulf News, TV channels, etc. In 2007. Yeah. And so these are, so enough photographs to prove from around the world, around the industries, that we are doing good in terms of Lean and Six Sigma, and our credentials are very, very good. And I've been a speaker in multiple conferences, hospital management Asia conferences for the last 12 years. For 10 years, ASQ, American Society of Quality, appeared in TV programs, in
I am Shekhar
countries,
Suman,
and
and I wish to
uh,
congratulate all the
those who are
Six
from
Sigma
India, they
certified
know Z
black belts
show.
from Anexas.
So
All the
we
best.
appeared there, etc. We had a lot of fun. World ASQ World Conference again next
On 21st of May 2019, I am going to speak in American Society.
That was 2019, 2024 also. After 2 weeks, I'm going to speak there. Indian Railways, Saudi Railways, American Railways, there are a lot of clients. And articles published in newspapers in Hindi, English, Arabic, published books, and also ministers have attended. Dr. Tarif Al, Deputy Health Minister of Saudi Arabia, he has got some good words for us. And similarly, we have got lots of good words from various CEOs, etc. Towards the end, when I share my case studies with you, I will be happy to share some more feedback from the clients. And yeah, so once again, welcome. And I now know that I think almost everyone has joined in. And now, generally, we give around 15 minutes for people to settle down. Once you are ready, now let us look at what is Lean and Six Sigma. Now, can you tell me what are the similar things? What do you think? What are the similarities you see here? And you can write in the chat box. This is a webinar, so you may not be able to see others' responses, but I can see your responses. And yes, please go ahead. You tell me what are the similar things. What is the common thread here? So Mohammed is telling reducing the waste, and Masroor is taking time is reduced. Okay, improvements. Amna Asif is telling, Aris is telling reduction of waste, and yes, you keep responding. And so I'm receiving Belinda. Okay, improvement shown through measurements. Very good. So Lalita, Jay Selvi, Deepak, thanks for, and almost everyone has given the right answer. It's all about improvements. And one more thing is common in almost all the here in the bullet points is that almost everything is, in fact, all are Lean and Six Sigma projects. So as I was telling in the beginning, and those who have missed out, once again, I repeat, if you ask me in a single sentence to define what is Lean and Six Sigma, I would say Lean and Six Sigma is a project approach towards process improvement. Project approach towards process improvement. So what is the process? Process is a repetitive activity. Now I'll be speaking a little fast because I want to give a lot of content to content in the 2 hours. And in fact, if we can stay for half an hour more, I can show some case studies also. But I will try to give you as much as possible, much more than what a yellow belt is required to know. So Lean and Six Sigma, once again, is a project approach towards process improvement. A process is a set of repetitive activities. Anything which you keep on repeating again and again and again and again, we call it as a process. And projects can be selected in the organization in almost all industries, in all domains, in all departments. That's what we have done. Lean and Six Sigma reduces the costs, reduces the defects, reduces the waste, reduces the rework, reduces the cycle time, and it also improves the quality, production efficiency, productivity, customer satisfaction, capacity, profitability. And let me also, one more thing, we do have our professionally recorded videos of our training program. So they are all up high in our website. And if you want, you can always have an access to that. Plus, when you join our green belts and black belt sessions, you get all the recordings of our programs recorded in this format. And like, for example, I was talking about Lean and Six Sigma, and here we can
rework cycle times in a company. It also improves the quality, production efficiency, productivity, customer satisfaction, capacity, profitability, and resilience. And which CEO would not love a person who can help the company achieve all these things? So, well, Lean and Six Sigma green belts and black belts are those individuals who can do improvement projects in the organization by choosing improvement opportunities and converting these improvement opportunities into projects. It all started in Motorola when
So Motorola, Bob Gelvin, in fact, wanted to improve everything by 5 times, and he invited suggestions. And okay, let us hear that story.
Bob Gelvin, the CEO, took a challenge saying that I would like to improve everything by 5 times in the organization. And he was told about some statistical tools and techniques which Bill Smith and Michael Harry were using to improve the processes. Bob Gelvin was so much impressed with what Bill Smith and Michael Harry were doing, he told them to develop a methodology which, if applied to the organizational processes, can improve the processes. So he was particularly impressed with what Bill Smith and Michael Harry were doing. They were choosing improvement projects. Now, what is the definition? As I told you, definition of a project is it has a starting point, it has an end point, it doesn't exist after some time. So Bill Smith and Michael Harry would translate the improvement opportunities in the organization to projects, and applying tools and techniques of statistics, they would find the root causes of the problem, and then after solving the root causes of the problem would impact the organizational bottom line. Both of them developed Six Sigma DMAC methodology. They started training the green belts and black belts. Green belts and black belts were the people who could fight all the quality related problems in the organizations. Six Sigma brought in a lot of benefits for Motorola, and it also won Malcolm Baldrige Award in 1988. Jack Welch of GE was so much impressed with this methodology that he told his employees that you would not be promoted if you are not a green belt. So everyone wanted to be a green belt, everyone started doing projects. Then GE started telling their vendors and suppliers that if you want to have business from GE, you need to implement Six Sigma. So vendors also started asking what is Six Sigma, and GE would say that we will send our master black belts and train you in this methodology. So in this manner, Lean Six Sigma spread out around the world, and today almost 80% of the Fortune 100 companies and many, many more companies around the world have implemented Six Sigma and Lean. Lean started.
And Lean started in Toyota. Okay, anyway, so let us understand very, very briefly, and now let us start expanding on whatever we have learned. So first, let me talk about Lean in the next 20 minutes. I'll give an example, this time from the hospital. And the next time when I'm talking about the variation and Six Sigma and data analytics, we'll take up a project. We'll imagine as if we are improving a process. And that time I will take up a process which I think everyone would understand that could be a process which exists in almost all organizations. And I think recruitment process is something which everyone understands. So we'll try to improve recruitment process, and we'll choose one of the measures, one of the metrics to improve the process. So, and this would be recruitment cycle time. And we will see the DMAC methodology. We'll learn the DMAC methodology, and we'll apply DMAC on the process of recruitment, and we'll we will see how a typical green belt or a black belt would improve a process. We'll not be, of course, able to cover all the tools and techniques what the green belt or a black belt applies, but we'll try to get introduced to many of the tools. We'll not go into the details of the tool, but the introduction will be given, and I would be showing you the tools. I'll be demonstrating the tools. Although you don't have to do anything, you just have to listen to me. The recording is available of this whole training program, and you can always access this recording at any point of time in the future. So just listen. But if when you join our Green Belt program, we do the projects together. When my speed is very slow, and that time I also wait for you to respond. I also wait for you to do the projects and analyze the data which we supply to you. And we give you a lot of, we assign one project to everyone, and everyone does that project along with me. And the way I'm doing right now, I'm just doing it myself. But when you are in the session, then we do this project together using Minitab. And Yeah, so I see some more people have joined in, so don't worry. We are just in the introduction part. But yeah, now, henceforth, we'll be learning a lot of tools and techniques. And let me begin with, okay, some people are asking, let me clarify that question. Let me answer the question: who's a yellow belt, who's a green belt, who's a black belt, and who's a master black belt? So let me answer that question, and then I'll come back to the previous slide. So yellow belt is a person who knows, who has got exposure to some of the tools and techniques which green belts and black belts use to improve any process in any industry. Okay, green belts are the ones who know the project, who know the tools and techniques, and they are able to apply these tools and techniques so that they can improve the processes. Black belts know a little bit more tools. They know high-end statistical tools, and they can improve complex processes, cutting across multiple domains, cutting across multiple locations. The savings from black belt projects are a little bit higher than the green belt. So typically, a green belt saves around $100,000 per annum and more. Sometimes it can go as high as $1 million, and black belts usually save around $500,000 to maybe 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, 10 million, and 50 millions. So if you're doing a project in a bigger organization, then obviously your savings will be higher. But more than the savings, the customer satisfaction improves, the safety enhances, and compliance improves. And these are some of the non-tangible benefits which are incurred when you apply Lean and Six Sigma. Master black belts are those, like people like me, who can conduct the training. So who know how to conduct training, who know how to roll out Lean and Six Sigma in an organization, those who can be consultants, who can be trainers, or who can be both. Like, for example, I'm consulting also, and I'm also training. And some people are just training, some people are just consulting. And it's not necessary that you become a master black belt and you have to leave everything and also devote yourself to Lean and Six Sigma. No, you can still be a physician and be a master black belt. You can still be an engineer or construction engineer, civil engineer, chemical engineer, IT engineer, and still be a master black belt. But whatever you'll be doing it better as a master black belt. So green belts, black belts, and master black belts, they are the ones who execute the projects. Green and black belts, they execute the project, they do the projects. Master black belts can guide multiple projects, and collectively, they all save millions of dollars for any organization. Okay. So Muhammad Asif is asking, is it compulsory that the candidate need to go through step by step? Oh yeah, you have to go green belt, black belt, master black belt, but at one go you can. So you have 3 to 4 days of green belts, full days. Otherwise, 2 hours, it can run into 2 to 3 weeks, and so you can choose. So we do have trainings like 3 days of green belts continuously, or Saturday, Sundays, or Friday, Saturdays, weekend training programs. Black belts also, we have got three days, full days, or 2 hours for over the period of, let's say, 2 to 3 weeks, staggered over the period of 2 to 3 weeks. And master black belt, again, of 3 to 4 days of training program. So you can do green belt, black belt, and master black belts at one go. Within 2 to 3 months, you can be a master black belt right from beginning. So you are doing a yellow belt right now, which will be over. You'll be receiving a certificate towards the end. Also, you have to do a little assignments, very easy assignment, which will be very easy. It will not take more than 5 minutes of your time. But after that, you'll get a certificate. And green belts, of course, you have to attend the whole program. You have to write an exam also. Exam passing percentage, those who get trained from us, it is 100%. No, I would say 98%, I should say. It's almost 100%, I meant. And similarly, black belt, it is almost 98, 97%. Master black belt is 95 to 98%. So it's not tough to become a master black belt, and we guide you throughout We are accredited by IASSC, CSSC. We follow ASQ. Yeah, anyway, just wanted to answer your questions. But let me answer all these questions a little bit later. Let us learn. Let's come back. So all the administrative related questions I will be answering towards the end of the program. And let us try to focus on what is lean now. Lean means reducing the waste. If you ask me, what is lean? Describe in one sentence. So before I give you that one sentence, let me tell you about some jargons. Lean is about going to the place of action and mapping the process as is. When we go to the place of action, when we go to the say battleground, so to say, we call it as a Gemba investigation. Gemba is a Japanese word which means go to the place of action. So you go Gemba means you go to you do a Gemba investigation, a walk with the process step by step, and see how the process is taking place, map the process, and after that you identify the waste in the system. Now, this waste, typically they call it 7 wastes or 8 wastes, and they are overproduction. If you are producing more than required, it is leading to inventory, it is a waste. Then we have waiting time. If you are waiting for approvals, waiting for the previous step to complete the job, it is waste. It's not adding any value. Transportation is a waste which the customer is not willing to pay for, like moving things from one place to another place. They're not adding any value to that output. Over-processing, waste. You are giving something more than what the client is asking for. It's a waste. Inventory, raw material inventory, finished good inventory, work in process inventory. All are wastes. A lot of money is stuck. Millions of dollars of money is stuck in that. Rework and rejections, waste. Obviously, if you're committing mistakes, committing errors, or making defective products, it's a waste. And underutilized resources or waste of intelligence. You hire a PhD person and give him data entry job, it's a waste of intelligence. So these are all 7 to 8 wastes. And let me take this time. So we have a lot of people from healthcare. So let me take first example, I'll take from healthcare. And after that, of course, as I said, I'll take other industries example also for when I am explaining other tools. So because I'm just changed my strategy because a lot of people are from healthcare. I'm just jumping the slides and I'm having an example of lean in healthcare. So let me talk about that. And as I talk about lean first, so I'm talking about lean first, and I'm going to talk about the Six Sigma. In Six Sigma, a lot of statistics. You'll be learning a lot of statistics, a lot of statistical tools and techniques. I'll take you back to the school, and sometimes if you have forgotten some of the key things which you learned, I'll try to remind you that. So, but first, let us learn about lean. Lean is war on waste, like processing, motion, walking, waiting, transportation. Yeah, so Mohammed is telling, yeah, we are registered with the CPHQ course. Yes, I know that. I am aware of that. I see a lot of special welcome to our CPHQ batch and PMP, Project Management Training batch. Hi. So all the tools are applicable, all the quality related tools. We have a quality module in project management. All the tools we are going to learn and much more that we are going to learn today. So supplies, capacity, man hours. So I was talking about waste. One way of remembering those waste is I swim to, means intellect, waste of intelligence, waste of scrap, rework defects. I swim to, ISWIMTO, or in the US, it is very popular, Tim Woods. If you rearrange those wastes, transportation, inventory, motion, waiting, overprocessing, overproduction, defects, skills, then it becomes Tim Woods. Or sometimes in manufacturing, they also call downtime. Again, you rearrange the same words, you can get downtime. Whichever you want, whichever way, whatever acronym you want, please use that, and you'll never forget what is 7 or 8 waste. So you have to look for the waste. You have to map the process as is and look for these wastes. You have to develop an eye for this waste. What is the basic definition of a waste? Anything which the customer is not willing to pay for is a waste. Anything which is not done right the first time, it is a waste. Anything which is not bringing the input closer to the output, that is a waste. So these are three criteria, I would say, which qualifies any step to be a wasteful step. It is not adding any value. Okay. So some of the wastes are obvious. Some of the waste which you throw in the dustbin, they are obvious waste. We are not talking about those waste. We are talking about the hidden waste: overpricing, overtime, understaffing. This is one of the Chinese hospital where I did the training, and we did the Gemba investigation, and we did Lean, Six Sigma, CPHQ, etc. We did a process mapping, Gemba investigation, and these are some of the basic steps. Now, please remember, anything which the customer is not willing to pay for is a waste. Now, what is the value a customer is looking at when a blood test is performed? When the blood test is done, customer is looking at what is the value? What is the value he or she is looking at? He or she is interested in knowing the status of his or her health. That is the value. Now, if you ask them, walking to the OPD, it's a waste. Registering in the OPD, it's a waste. Walk to the lab is waste, lots of waste. Only two value-added activities remaining are all waste. Now, I'm not telling that you stop doing all other activities, but at least recognize them as a waste. And once you do that, you will try to reduce them as much as possible. In some of the cases, in some of the hospitals, we have totally eliminated the registration. We have totally eliminated the walks, etc. In an Asian hospital where we carried out the survey, 80% of the nurse calls were housekeeping in nature. Like my pillow cover is dirty, my bed sheet is dirty. Now, if you engage the nurse in these activities, she will forget to give it a medicine. So this is known as waste of her intelligence. Some more examples I will give. I'm just, this is a yellow belt program, so I'll not go into details of everything, but just give you a brief overview. In one of the hospitals, we doubled the cardiology lab capacity from 8 to 16. So work was redesigned without adding any staff. And we reduced this in single day, capacity was doubled to accommodate 16 exams. The whole case is given there, but I'll be just giving you a brief overview right now. And then in another hospital, patients had to wait up to 6 days between the cardiologist exam conducted in the doctor's office and the treadmill exam conducted in the diagnostic labs. And after observing the flow of the patients from the cardiologist's office to the diagnostic lab, the two physicians decided to see the patients in the diagnostic lab itself. So patients now started making the appointments to see the cardiologist there. So the daily schedule for the diagnostic exams was changed so that patients could get both exams done on the same day. So the time reduced from 2,000 minutes to 64 minutes. Similarly, we could cut down the admission from 17 minutes, admission time to 17 minutes to 5 minutes, reduce the signatures or steps. Approval is the biggest waste in almost all processes in all organizations. Approval is not adding any value. What does the approver do? Ask that approver, what do you do? He'll look at the report and he'll sign. He'll say, well, you would say, what did you see? Well, when my junior has already recommended, he has already updated, I trust him, and I just sign it. Many of the CEOs just signing, approving, half of their important time instead of making strategies for the organization, is their time is wasted in signatures. It is all waste. So we have removed the lot of approval steps in many organizations. So idea is to reduce the waste as much as possible and create value for the customer. Unnecessary process, motion, waiting, unnecessary transport, these are all the wastes. A person who's underutilized is a waste. A person or an equipment which is underutilized is a waste. On a funny note, this is a waste. Okay, MD walk is a waste. Walk to elevator 1 minute, elevator wait 3 minutes, elevator travel 1 minute, walk to lab or pharmacy 1 minute, nurse cost per hour, and then cost of one trip, and then cost of 5 trips per day per nurse, and cost of elevator wait per day per nurse, and multiplied by 200 nurses, multiplied by 365 days, runs into a few millions of dollars. Lab and pharmacy on second floor, radiation equipment on the ground floor. People keep walking, waste, bring them on the same floor. Interruptions in the exam room. And then there is one more concept called mistake proofing in lean, which we call it as pokayoke. Pokayoke means even by mistake, you cannot commit a mistake. It's a Japanese word which means foolproofing. Even a foolish person cannot commit a mistake. So design the process, do something to the process so that even a foolish person cannot commit a mistake. So for example, no one can commit a mistake of overcooking because automatically it switches off. Now, how to do this? Now, if you are looking at robust designs, some of the examples are given. Maybe I'll just maybe give you some fewer examples. So here, normal range is 0.001 grams to 0.01. Now 0.1 gram will be automatically rejected. So oxygen cannot be connected to nitrogen because the connectors are different. Even if you want to connect, you cannot connect. That's pokayoke, mistake proofing. Given by Shigeru Shingo in manufacturing industries in Japan, he did not want any error to happen, any defective product to be produced, so he implemented this pokayoke. Even by mistake, you cannot commit a mistake, so I will have 0 defects. Fixed number of packages during surgery, complete catheter kits for insertion, prepackaged medication card with correct doses. These are all examples. So pokayoke. So we have learned 7 or 8 ways. We have learned about pokayoke. We have learned about process mapping, not in detail, but still I talked about it. Now, when you are a Lean and Six Sigma professional, so you are able to, you have the skill to improve any process in any industry. How do you develop that skill? By learning some tools and techniques and also learning the DMAC methodology. So I'm just taking you back now. And so we were here somewhere, yes. So I've spoken enough about lean, and I've taken a good example from healthcare just to make my healthcare participants happy. Now let us make the others as happy too. So now let us look at what is Six Sigma. To learn about Six Sigma, you have to go back to some of the basic statistical concepts which you might have learned a long time ago. I'll be a little fast when I'm explaining these concepts. I'll not be able to take questions at this point of time in the first 1.5 hours, but towards the end, I'll be happy to take up these questions. And again, once again, I'm repeating that this whole program is being recorded. You can watch this recording any number of times. And if you have got some queries, if you revisit, if you see this program once again, I'm sure you'll get most of your answers. Okay, now let us talk about let me take a simple rather than this slide. I'm not sure if this is so much visible. So what I would do is let us take let me put it here on the white sheet of paper. Let us take an example of some product. Yeah, let's say let's imagine I'm making I'm producing chocolates. Yeah. No, whenever you are producing anything, or let me begin with some much basic concepts. Okay, before that, sorry for that. Let me also introduce you to something called systems map or system sync. See, I am now drawing the model of all the organizations of the world. Try to visualize your organization. It could be a construction company. It could be an IT organization. It could be, let's say, theme park. it could be hospital, it could be a bank, it could be oil and gas industry, any industry. All of us are having some inputs, and they are being transformed to some outputs through a series of steps. Step A, step B, step C, step D, we call it processing of the inputs. Now, inputs could be for a manufacturing industries, it could be raw materials, it could be staff, people, skills, and for services industry, it could be information, requirements, people, facilities, equipment. And for all the industries in the world, there are only two types of outputs. Either you produce a product or you produce a service. Okay. In both cases, the customer measures. They are interested in certain measures. And three common measures, three important common measures which exist for all products or services. They are the time, means cycle time, delivery time, waiting time, etc. Another is errors or defects, errors, mistakes, defects. If you're a manufacturing company, defects. If you're a service company, it's an error. And then costs. These three are always there for every output, be it a product or a service. And by the way, there is no third type of output. You are either producing a product or you are producing a service. If you're a bank, you are providing a service. If you're a hospital, you are providing a service. That's the treatment. If you're a manufacturing company, chocolate manufacturing company, you are producing chocolates. That's a product. And even this whole process map which I'm drawing, it can be done for a department also. It could be done for an individual also. Now, this output obviously goes to the customers. It's consumed by the customers. So every industry has the customers represented by a factory symbol. And then here, customers give you feedback. They give you feedback about your product or a service. You can also predict the demand of your product or a service. Based on the predicted demand and based on the feedback received from the customers, the strategy team of the organization informs the suppliers to give the supplies, the inputs, the raw material, the information. Plus, it also tells the department A, B, and C, and D that make certain changes to your process parameters. The way you are delivering the service, please make certain changes because the customer is happy or unhappy. And based on that, you make changes to the processes. And that's how every system operates. Of course, suppliers provide the inputs. So here we have, and remember, SIPOC. Remember this term, and we'll be utilizing this term somewhere in our DMAC project. Anyone has heard of this particular map? Anyone has seen it or heard of, or sometimes some of you might be an expert, and some of you are already telling me it is also known as value stream map. How the value is created, value stream map. And the process of whatever I did was value stream mapping. Okay. This is a very basic value stream map. Of course, there are a lot of things to be added on that, but this is a basic value stream. And a good quality professional always thinks not from department's perspective, not from my job, my work. He or she always looks, and not only quality person, any professional should, or any leader should always have a systems thinking. Think about the system. Don't have silo-based thinking. Silo means I'm in my silo and I don't care what's happening around the world. So this is about system thinking, because The customer is interested in the value he or she is deriving from the product or service. He or she is not interested in your product or service. Suppose you are manufacturing car, you would think my product is the car, the customer is interested in the car. Sorry, customer is not interested in the car. Customer is interested in the value he or she derives from the car. That means the transportation, ability to move from one place to another place quickly and comfortably. That is the value. So the companies which focus on the value rather than the product, they prosper and progress faster than the competition. And those who keep focusing on the product or the service, they sometimes fail and they become obsolete. So focus on the value. And how the value is created? Obviously, through a stream of these steps. Supply, providing the inputs, then being processed again and again. It's a process. Process means again and again you are doing the same thing again and again and again, repeating the processes. That is known as process. Producing the output, going to the customers, this is a stream of value. You know, how the value is created, value stream map. VSM, popular acronym, VSM. Now you are producing, you have got the value stream map. Now, once you have got the value stream map, we have got developed the systems thinking, etc. Now, we also, apart from that, I just mentioned 3 of the measures that could be very specific measures. Like if you are producing chocolates, you may be interested in the weight. Yeah. If you are a hospital, you may be interested in the infection rate. Yeah. If you are a bank, you are interested in the compliance. So there could be many measures apart from time, errors, defects, cost, which are common measures. There could be very specific measures related to your product or service. Now, some of the measures customer is not happy about. Yeah. In our green belt and black belt sessions, we also learn how we convert the voice of customer to measures. The measures, in fact, has got a jargon in Six Sigma. We call them CTQ, critical to quality measures. Critical to quality measures. And Deming, he gave this systems map, concept of systems map, Dr. Edward Deming. He said there are 3 popular sayings which are very, very popular in the industrial world. First thing he said was 85% of the problems are due to the processes, not due to the people. No person goes to the company thinking that today I'm going to commit mistakes, today I'm going to delay. They don't have any target like that. But they delay, that they have customer complaints. It appears that the system is designed to produce 30 customer complaints every day. No one has an intention to have customer complaints, but 30 customer complaints on a daily basis, you will receive 30 plus minus 5. That means it appears that our system is designed to produce 30 customer complaints. Our system, let's say our organization is producing 100 defective products every day, 100 plus minus 5, 10 every day. That means our system is designed to produce 100 plus minus 10 defective products every day. For the last 6 months, 1 year, it has been doing like this. If such is the thing, that means we need to have a DMAC improvement project. Okay. So any long-term problem in any of the CTQs calls for a DMAC project, calls for a Lean and Six Sigma project. So if you have a chronic problem in your process, then you will apply project approach to improve that particular CTQ or the measure. So for example, my time is too much, like I'm taking too much time. My project would be, I'm taking 20 days to complete some job. I reduce it to 10 days. By when? Maybe July 31st. So that means that becomes my project. And project has a starting point and an end point. So today I'm starting a project and it's an endeavor, one-time endeavor in the history of the company's history, one time, only once it happens in the lifetime, in the history of the world. No one else will do this project before. No one is has done it before and is not going to do any in the future. So today, the time is 20 days. I would like to reduce to 10 days in the next 4 months with the help of the team. That becomes my project. And imagine lots of projects come, time, defect, cost, weight, infection, like lots of people getting trained and doing projects, imagine the transformation a company will have. Think of hundreds of people doing projects, and a lot of our clients, trust me, a lot of our clients have completed thousands of projects in 5 years, 10 years. Some of the organizations are in the 20th year. I started my Lean and Six Sigma journey early days with AXA, 2003. AXA is an insurance company, and I was part of the first group, where we launched the Lean Six Sigma in 2002, 3. They call it AXA Way, and still they are continuing the program. I launched in Maersk. Maersk is a Danish company, shipping company. Still, that happened in 2007. Still, they are continuing the program. Nakel, the largest logistics company in Saudi Arabia, we launched in 2010. Still, they are continuing the program. Every organization never gives up. It's a continuous journey. They keep on doing projects after projects, and continuous improvement keeps on happening. That's the magic of Lean and Six Sigma. Now, as a green belt and black belt, how you can contribute, let us see. But before that, you have to learn about the concepts. So I told you some statistical concepts. Any repetitive process, yeah, follows normal distribution. Mr. Gauss. Okay, before that, let me also talk about, there are, okay, yeah, let me talk about one more basic concept. There are two types of data. Okay, let me take, take help from my videos. Sometimes if I keep talking, where is the, okay, let me, yeah, I think, yeah, it's here somewhere. Oh, yeah, got it. Hi. So I was talking about Dr. Deming. So first thing he said was, you cannot, first thing you said, 85% of the problems are in the processes. They are problems in the systems. They are not in the people. 85% of the reasons for failures to meet the customer expectations are related to the deficiencies in systems and processes, not to the fact that our employees are not up to the challenge. So don't blame the people, blame the process, blame the system. And all the projects are done on the processes. No blame, no blame. People
And all the tools and techniques. And
people may come and go out of the process. You will still keep having 100 customer complaints every day. Yeah. And people don't change. If you think that I'll change, I'll motivate this person and he'll become a hero, superhero, and just after the training, it's not going to happen. Change the process, change the same people will deliver excellent results. It's easier to change the process rather than changing the people. You cannot change the people. I met one friend, my school friend, after 30 years. And after 2 weeks, I'm going to San Francisco meeting my friend after 35 years almost. We were 1984, we graduated. It's not 30 years, it's 40 years now. I met one friend after 30 years. He told me, you are the same person. I also told him, you are the same person. No one changes. So don't think I will change the people and I'll put give some incentives and or penalties will help change my performance. Nothing is not going to happen. Change the process steps. You will see the changes in the process, positive changes, of course. And he also told one more thing. Let me also talk about. It is difficult to improve if you cannot measure. In fact, he said, you can't improve if you cannot measure. And second thing is, you can measure everything. What is rule number 3? You cannot, if you think you cannot measure something, go back to rule number 2. That means everything can be measured. Now, how to measure everything? Let me tell you. So there are 2 types of data: continuous data and attribute data. So what is continuous data? Continuous data, okay.
2 types of data: continuous data and attribute data. Continuous data can be represented on a number line. It can have a decimal place. It can also have a unit. Say, for example, age, height. Age is 52.
So age 52.5. Now, years, there's a unit there. Yeah, there's a unit. Similarly, if I take example of height, there is a unit, centimeters. If I take example of cycle time, there's the hours there. And also one common thing you would observe, every measure, there's a possibility of a decimal point. Means these numbers can be represented on a number line. 52.5, 180.1, 3.5, 120.3. These are these could be represented on a number line. So we call this, there's a continuous data. It's on a continuous scale. If I write here, it's like a continuous line from minus infinity to plus infinity. Any point can be represented on a line, and it can have a decimal places. But the attribute data is the data which we feel, we cannot measure. Sometimes you feel, I cannot measure feelings, I cannot measure love, and so on and so forth. So let me take an example. Sometimes we feel that we can't measure. Oh, just a minute. Let me remove this thing. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi. Okay. So this, attribute data. What is attribute data? Attribute data.
Happy, unhappy.
If I want to measure happiness. So a trick to measure any attribute data, which we feel is difficult to measure, is create categories. And always two possible categories would be always there for any attribute. One is presence of that particular attribute or absence of that particular attribute. So here I'm trying to measure happiness. So I can just create two categories, happy and unhappy. Okay. And then I measure.
So if I want to increase the happiness.
So my aim is to increase the happiness of employees in the organization. So what I do, I ask people, are you happy? Are you unhappy? Out of 100 people, if 60 say I'm happy and 40 say I'm not happy, that means proportion of people who are happy. Now, some people might wonder what is proportion. Proportion is portion out of 1. The circle is 1. So portion belonging to happiness is 0.6. And 0.4 belongs to unhappy. Or if it is percentage, if you want to make this circle percentage, then it becomes 60% and 40%. You can write 60% and 40% also. We are habitual of expressing things in percentage, but the statisticians always use proportion. Proportion. Okay. Now I can increase the happiness. Why? Because today proportion of happy people is 0.6. I would like to increase to 0.8. Or today 60% of the people are happy. I would like to increase to 80%. Now how? By doing a DMAG project. I'll find the root causes and then I will improve the steps. Now, once I know what is continuous data and attribute data, let me tell you. So we just learned there are two types of data. Continuous and attribute. Continuous and attribute. When I'm, like say for example, recruitment cycle time in a company. Recruitment time. It is continuous data. 50.2 days. It's a continuous data. Attribute data. I'll come back to that after a while, but recruitment time. Now, any continuous data. Continuous data is generated from a repetitive process. Recruitments keep happening every now and then. Yeah. Mr. Gauss, Carl Friedrich Gauss. Carl Friedrich Gauss. Gauss means Gauss, yeah. 300 years ago, without any laptop and computers and calculators too, he found one strange phenomena. He found that, any repetitive process, it follows some distribution. Like, for example, if I start collecting the recruitment time data from a company, most of the recruitments will take 50 days. Some will take 55 days, some will take something like this, something like 15 days to 45 days. So that variation will be there. In some companies, it will be 40 to 50, 60, maybe, 40 to 55, or 45 to 60. Oh, so that variation will be there always. Any repetitive process, waiting time, cycle time, age of the people who are attending this program. If I pool in, if I collect the data, I'll find it is normally distributed. Sorry, this is, sorry, it's 50. Let me change 35 to 65. Yeah, sorry, 65. So 35 to 65. Yeah. And now if I say age of the people who are attending this program, if I collect the data, it might be probably, I'm just making a guess, average might be 35, and people are up to 50 years, and people are up to, let's say, 20 years, maybe. No one is below 20, and almost no one. Now, when I say almost no one, doesn't mean that no one is above 50. I'm above 50. So there are very few. Probability. So if I do a probability curve, it will look something like this. Probability of getting between 20 to 50 is almost 100%. This we call it as probability of getting within that range is almost 100, 99%, as we say, 99.73 to be more precise. So I'll not go into so much of detail, but just I'm trying to tell you the concept. Mr. Gauss found that you collect just 30 samples, not more. Please, not more, just 30 samples. Today, I was in a retail company, very big retail company in Riyadh, and then we implemented lean the control, the same thing what I'm teaching there, because you have not learned about the control chart, and probably maybe I'll try to teach you that as well today. We just applied that concept. They've saved almost $2.5 million. Okay. I'll talk about that when I go to the control chart. I'll talk about how you can also do the same thing by understanding the concept, how the processes behave. All your processes behave in this manner, the way I'm telling you. All your processes, your waiting time, your arrival time, your number of, your revenue, sales, costs, any continuous data behaves exactly in this format. That's what Gauss found. Normally distributed. He called it as normal distribution because it is normal to obtain a normal distribution. It's present everywhere. Heights of the people. Usually I do this exercise in my class. I say, give me your heights, and heights in centimeters. We correct the heights, we make a histogram. This is known as, those who want to know, this particular diagram is known as histogram, historical graph. Means I collected the data, last 30, 40 samples from the history. History means something what has happened, whatever has happened. Historical graph, data on the historical, graph on the historical data. So histogram. And I'm just clubbing, I'm trying to find the frequency. This is the frequency. 35 is occurring most of the time. If I collect the data of the people present in this classroom, 35, mostly 35 to 40. Some are, few are up to 40, few are up to 45, very few are up to 50. Some are very few, 2, 3 are above 50 also. Maybe. And this is my guess. I'm sorry. I have to collect the data. I cannot make a guess. But I'm trying to give an example. So if I collect the data, I can easily make histograms. And now, the best and the good news is, you don't have to learn to do these charts. There are few clicks, you can do these charts. Very few. Minitab is the very common statistical tool used in Lean and Six Sigma world, and it's not so it's not common. It's actually, it is the tool. 99% of the companies, they use a Minitab. So I'll show you Minitab as well, and how easy it is. If I let me show you. Let's say recruitment cycle time. We collected the data on a company. It's recruitment cycle time, and this was the data. 15 samples we collected. Okay, I can easily make a histogram easily. It will tell you what is my average, what is the standard deviation. Now, if you are very much interested in knowing what is standard deviation, I have explained the standard deviation. I have even told you how to derive the formula. Derive the formula. I'm not talking about only the formula, how to get the formula. It's a very interesting video. Please watch that video. My team will put that video here. So you can get all the parameters in no time, just few seconds. But in our program, I also explain, what is very, in our training, I'm very relaxed. I speak very slowly, very relaxed, slowly. I'm not in a hurry like the way I'm here today. Because this being a yellow belt, I just want to give you the overview. That is why I'm speaking a little fast. I hope you are able to get, whatever I'm speaking, we are able to understand. So now I'm teaching statistical concepts that at a very fast speed. Probably some of you might miss some of the points. Don't worry, not to worry. Watch this video again and you will understand. That's my guarantee. Okay, coming back, Mr. Goss. Okay, he found one more interesting phenomenon. So first was that, it is normally distributed, bell-shaped curve, etc. He found one more. He found that every repetitive process, if you collect the data, 30 samples, you will always get one average of any data set. Everyone will have it, everyone knows that. And you'll also get something called a standard deviation. A sigma, like standard deviation, this Greek letter symbol. S in Greek is written like this. S in Greek is written like in the sigma. Some symbol is a sigma. You will always get this. Yeah, you will always get this. So, say for example, if I collect my data every day, travel to my office every day. One day I'm taking 30 minutes, 32 minutes, 35 minutes, 25 minutes, 23 minutes, 29 minutes, 32 minutes. This is the variation. I can easily get average. Few clicks in Excel sheet or any of the Minitab which I just showed you. Don't worry how to get. Try to understand the concept. As a yellow belt, you don't have to do anything. You have to just understand. So 30. And you will always get one more parameter, which is known as standard deviation. Easily. I showed you how to do it. It's just very easy. Let's say it is 5 minutes. Now, Mr. Goss, what he said, that always, now this is a theorem. Theorem means you don't have to prove. It is observed in nature. And just believe it. Yeah. He said that, well, whichever process you're talking about, it will have an X bar. X bar is indicating your center of the data as average. At plus and minus 3 times standard deviation. See here, this is +1 standard deviation, +2 standard deviation. Here it is -1 standard deviation and -2 standard deviation. I hope you are with me. I'm just going slower now because some of you may be aware, some of you may not be aware. So I'm just going slow here. He said that 99.73%, no, don't worry about 0.73. Let's keep the thing simple. So 99% of the total data of the population. I'm talking about the population. I'm not talking about the sample. I'm talking about the population. Lies between plus and minus 3 times standard deviation. It lies between plus and minus 3 times standard deviation. This is a phenomenon. This is observed in nature. Okay. So this is also called as voice of process. As if your process is telling that then I'm going to behave between these two limits. Let us apply this to our example. I collect my data of going to office every day. Average is 30 and standard deviation is 5. So I can predict. Just a minute, give me 1 minute. Don't call. Sorry for the interruption. Sorry. So I was, yeah. So if I apply the Gaussian theorem here, if I apply Gaussian theorem, X bar is average is 30. My average time, travel time is 30 minutes. Plus 1 times standard deviation, plus 2 times standard deviation, plus 3 times standard deviation. So now let me fill in those values. So plus 1 times standard deviation would be 30 plus 1 times standard deviation would be 35. 30 plus 2 times standard deviations would be 40. And 30 plus 3 times standard deviation would be 45. I hope you are getting it. Yeah. Similarly, X bar minus 1 times standard deviation means 30 minus 5. See, this is 5, 5, 5, and 5. This is the standard deviation. 1 standard deviation, 1 standard deviation, 1 standard deviation. Yeah. So can you tell me what will be minus 1 times standard deviation? 25. Yeah. So average is 30. This will be 20. And this will be 15. So I hope everyone has understood. Yeah. Now, if you have not understood, it was maybe sometimes, the speed was too fast. Don't worry. If you watch this video again one more time, you'll understand. So don't worry. See, this is not the end of the end of the story. Just understand that every process follows this. Now, this is a theorem. Every process, if I take the age, if you take the height, if you take the weight of the chocolate which you are producing, it will have an average weight. It will have a standard deviation. If you take the waiting time for patients or your customers, delivery time of your products, it will have an average. It will have a standard deviation. And it will have your plus and minus 3 times standard deviation limits. We call this limit as lower control limit and upper control limit. LCL and UCL. LCL and UCL. Lower control limit and upper control limit. LCL and UCL. Okay. We call it as controls. And if I just plot these charts, like, if I just put it as a horizontal lines, LCL is 15 minutes and UCL is 45 minutes. So on a daily basis, if I track my traveling time, I'll get a control chart. Control chart means the chart which has a control limits. The control limit is not related to the control. In English, you have control, there's nothing related to that. There's no control. Control means this is just simple. Control limit, lower control limit, upper control limit means this is my behavior of the process. This is how I behave. This is how my traveling process behave. We also call it as voice of process. Voice of process. Yeah? Voice of process. So my process is telling me I'm going to behave between 15 to, I'm going to take you from your home to office because the way you travel, the way you, the routes you take, the kind of, the time at you start, you are going to have this variation between 15 to 45 minutes. And it also tells you that don't worry too much about this variation. This variation will be existing. We call it as common cause variation. We call it as common cause variation. Common cause variation means what? Lots of causes are there which are producing variation in my process. Now, this could be many causes. Yeah. This could be many causes. Let me explain this concept that I'll invite one of my students I see here, one of my participants earlier who has attended our training programs. He's there. He's raising hand. He wants to say something. But let me explain this part to you. So here, if I take, maybe let me use one of our videos. And when you join our courses, you get all these videos. In fact, some of the videos are all there on our YouTube channel. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. And you can subscribe to the YouTube channel and you'll get all these videos. Yeah. So I was talking about this example. Yeah.
To office every day. And I find that on an average, I'm taking 30 minutes and standard deviation is 5 minutes. And we know how to calculate the standard deviation and how to calculate the average.
So we found that control limits 15 minutes to 45 minutes. Now, if I ask you why you are taking this variation between 15 to 45 minutes, the answer, real answer, ideal answer should be this.
Between 15 to 45 minutes is there. I can tell him, so you can expect me to travel to my office every day between 15 to 45 minutes. If someone asks me why this variation between 15 to 45 minutes is there, I can tell him that it is due to common cause variation. What is common cause variation? I can say that the variation between 15 to 45 minutes is due to lots of factors. These factors can be the traffic on the road, the weather, the car I use, my mood, or it can also depend on at what time I start from my home.
So what I just drew was cause and effect diagram or Ishikawa diagram. Whenever we try to find causes of any issues or any problem, whatever we are facing, and this travel time could be a CTQ, could be a measure, which I want to improve. So whatever I want to improve, I put that in the box, and we call it as Y, letter Y, English letter Y. And the factors which are influencing my Y, we call it as X factors. So here my travel time is the Y. And the traffic, route, weather, all these things are my X factors which are influencing. Now, there is always variation, There would be a little bit of variation in my traffic, a little bit of variation in the route. So all these variations, they're contributing, collected together, they're contributing to that 15 to 45 minutes of variation. We call it as common causes.
So a lot of factors, which we can call it as X factors, are affecting the travel time, which is the Y here. So I can make the statement that the variation between 15 minutes to 45 minutes is due to the common causes. Means all the causes are acting on my system and producing this variation.
So please understand, good managers and statisticians or good operations managers, they don't manage the process like, okay, let me tell you about a sales manager. Okay, let me tell you. Let's say this is not $15,000 of sales. This is $15,000, and this is $45,000. Okay, and this is the typical sales. Let's say daily sales in a company varies between 15 to 45 dollars. Now, what might happen once the team gets around $40,000? The manager is very happy. And he celebrates. He takes the team to a cafeteria and have some nice some celebration. Next day, it goes to this 40 goes to 30. He's unhappy. He thinks that the recognition has backfired. The next day, it goes to 20. Now he thinks my team is really some tough love to be shown, and in fact, this team only needs that. And he gives a nice lecture, or he calls some motivational trainer, and this motivational trainer say, yes, you are the ones, you are the guys, come on, come on, come on, you can make it happen, and all that. So people feel excited. And the next day, the sales go to 30, from 20 to 30. Now everyone feels happy that, well, this motivational trainer made the difference. But the statistician or a quality professional or the green belt or will say, well, nothing has changed. This is a natural variation, and this will keep on happening day after day, week after week, month after month. Next year also you will be like this, unless you make some changes to the processes. Unless you make some changes to the processes. Okay. Now, this is about voice of customer. Now, there is something called voice. Sorry, this was about voice of process. Now, voice of process. Now, there is voice of process. There's voice of customer also. Voice of customer also. Sorry for the interruption. My team is telling that one of our participants, ex-participants is there, and if I can invite him to the, let me, you are, if Pranav, are you there, already there?
Yes, yes, I'm there.
Okay, yeah. Okay, sorry. Sorry to keep you waiting. So I thought of completing this particular topic, and then I wanted to invite you. And we will talk about DMAC also. So everyone will talk about DMAC, but maybe, yeah. So just we'll have you in a short while. So here, this is a process, but there is a voice of customer. So if this is a sales process, the voice of customer would be that, your sales should be above 50. So you need to change the control limits of the process. You need to change the control limits of the process so that it is above your voice of customer. So voice of customer is what the customer wants. Or if this was the time, let's say this was the time, like waiting time. So I would like to reduce it. The voice of customer may say that, well, I don't want to wait for 15 to 45 minutes. This is the waiting time of my customers today. Well, I would like to reduce it to less than 20 minutes. So I need to make changes to my process. I want to shift. I want to change the DNA of my process. That is what statistical thinking is about. Okay. So this is what you have to do. Now, how to achieve that? By doing DMAC project. So I will tell you about DMAC project, how it is done, and what tools we apply in a short while. But let us look at Pranav, if you would like to share some of your thoughts. And welcome Pranav, for thanks for you joining. And you would like to, yes, please go ahead. Because I think you have limited time, I am told. So I'm inviting you in between. Please go ahead.
Oh, I was enjoying your session, Amitabh. It was long
Yes.
back. I did that class. And in fact, hi everyone. I'll tell you, I'll start. I'll tell you just in few words how Anexas and Amitabh is, how they teach. See, I am a
And
person from non-stat background.
and
And
by the way,
yeah,
if you would tell us about who you are and what you do,
yeah.
so
So I'll start with who you are, if Amitabh is asking. So I'm currently working with the ATM industry as a CRM head. And earlier I was a part of HP. I was the country head for them. And during that period, I have joined an Anexas. And I'll tell you all, the team Amitabh has got is just fantastic, including Amitabh. When he teaches and his team teaches, you will learn and you will keep that those concepts in your mind forever. I being my personal experience, I being from a non-stat background, till now, I have completed my white belt, yellow belt, green belt, black belt, and master black belt from an Excel. And the support has been fantastic. They offer other courses also, not only uh, Lean Six Sigma, but PMP, CHPQ, and other courses as well, Power BI, data sciences. So you all can trust Amitabh, because what I have seen him, he and his team, I would say, his team, they all are dedicated. They make the concept so easy that you will learn and keep it in your mind forever. That's for sure. Because see, when I started my journey with Amitabh, I thought I am a person from a non-stat background. How will I learn these typical words, these typical methods, these typical jargons? Because this Lean Six Sigma is all about quality. It's all about learning stats, all about analytical skills. So how will I be doing that? But going through the flow, the way he was organizing his classes, the way I was doing with other people as well, and I found it very easy. In fact, I'll tell you, you all should continue your journey till Master Black Belt and beyond that also with Amitabh. That I can bet, because I have seen after doing my MBB, there were few other courses which I just, because I have got an habit of learning. So I keep on learning. So I got into an exercise site and did some free courses also. And there also his team supported a lot. It's not that you leave this organization and they will just forget you. They will remember you as an alumni and they will support you always. And my feedback is sincere feedback. You just listen to Amitabh. Just listen to him and his team. Go through go through the videos, go through what he says in the class, and you will find it absolutely brilliant. When you don't have to go through books also. I'll tell you completely, I have just seen videos of Amitabh. I have learned it through that way, because learning all big books now I'm going through, that's a different story. But during my certification courses and exams, I didn't do that, and I just went through what Amitabh and his team used to teach us during the class, kept it in my mind. And obviously when you will appear for exam, you will find that this was taught by Amitabh somewhere in the class. So I am thankful to him and his team. And I suggest you all, you continue your learning journey with Amitabh and his team. They will be with you. They will support you after even to complete
thanks
your work
a
and
lot,
study.
bro. Thanks a lot for the nice words. And yeah, this also tells you everyone that, see, don't worry about passing the examinations. So learning is more important. You will pass the examination, and that's a guarantee. So definitely, thanks a lot, Pranav. And
When
I
we
thought,
in India, I don't know, many of you are not from India, but here in India we say Modi ki guarantee. So here we can say this is Amitabh's guarantee. If you learn through him, you will pass the exam. That's for sure. And I was enjoying your session, Amitabh. It's long I have seen you back. And thanks to your team, Pavitra, Sushma, inviting me here. So you all guys continue. I think your valuable time is going now. And, I take an off. Thanks, Amitabh. Thanks, Anexas team. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
thanks a lot. So there are a lot of people, CXOs around the world who have given excellent feedback, and these feedbacks are all available on our website as well. Okay, so now coming back, So now what we have understood, thanks a lot. So what we have understood here is every process has a voice, and then every process has a customer's voice. Customer wants to, you to perform in a particular way. Now, if you are not performing, if you're not within your control, your control limits are not within the customer's limits, then it's a defect. It's an error. It's customer is dissatisfied. And we have to bring our process, the control limits within the customer's voice. Now, I don't know if it's making sense. I'm not sure whether you understood the concept, but that's the way it is. So let me take an example. I was talking about a chocolate manufacturing company. Now, if I say the customer wants, let's say they want chocolate to be 100 grams, plus minus, let us say 5 grams. Okay, so we will say that voice of customer. So customer, when the customer is specifying, we call it specification limit. Specification limit. So lower specification limit will be 95 grams. Yeah. Customer says, please give me minimum 95 grams. And upper specification limit will be 105 grams. Okay. 105 grams. I hope you are with me till now. So what is the voice of customer? Voice of customer is 95 to 105 grams. I hope you are with me. Yeah. Now let me take example of two companies which are manufacturing chocolates. We can say one is a red company. The red company is, when I collect the chocolates made by this company, most of the chocolates are 100 grams. But some of the chocolates are, breaching those limits, the customer limits. Or if I go by Gaussian theorem, the same thing can be represented by. So the red company, the average is 100 grams, but standard deviation is, let us say, it is 2 grams. Okay. So how the process will look like? 100 grams, 102 grams, 104 grams, and 106 grams. Here it will be 98 grams, then it will be 96 grams, and this will be around 94 grams. Yeah. I think I may a little bit make it more accurate. So here's something like this, right? This is my red company which produces chocolates. Now tell me, is the red company satisfying the customers? Or is it producing defective products? Is it making the customers happy? It is producing defects, isn't it? Maybe around 10% defects. Who knows, 10% or so. Now let me give an example of a green company. A green company, okay, average is still 100 grams, but the standard deviation is 1 gram. Means the variation, the standard deviation is less. Now, how does the green company look like? 100, 101, 102, and 103. 101, 102, 103. This is 99, 98, and 97. Isn't it? Now tell me, what is the probability of getting defective chocolates from this green company? Oh no, it's very less, 0.0001%, 0.00. There are defects. There would be. It is just 0.0000, something like 4. 4 defects in 1 million. 1 million chocolates produced, 4 or 5 chocolates are going beyond just by mistake. Such process is a beautiful process. Okay. So our aim is to reduce the defects to almost 3 in 1 million. When I'm up to 3 in 1 million by reducing the variation. So variation is the key enemy of excellence. If your process is having variation, it will produce defects. Reduce the variation by making operations processes standardized, training the people, maintaining the equipment. Reduce the variation. Your process will have no defects. Okay. That is what Deming said. Variation is the key enemy of excellence. Sometimes I'm really doing good, sometimes I'm not doing good. You won't trust. You go to a restaurant, sometimes they serve nice food, sometimes they serve bad food. You will never go to the restaurant. You will go to a restaurant which is consistent. Yeah. You go to buy a car and there are 10 cars, you chose the model. The person says, well, this car brakes are a little bit better, another car, the headlights are a little bit better. You don't want this variation. You say everything should be exactly the same. The 5 cars should be exactly same. I can pick up any one car. Then you will trust this company. No variation. Or little variation, of course, will be there. So less variation means better product, less defects. Okay. Now, having understood this, now let us start understanding DMAC. So we have understood lots of concepts now. Now your journey of DMAC will be easier. So now let us start doing a project. Define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. DMAIC. We follow 5-step approach. First, we define the problem, then measure how we are performing, then analyze it, why we are performing like that, then we improve. We attack the root cause and get to the control charts. So first, we create a team. The people who are doing the project, they are the green belts. The person who's guiding them becomes a master black belt. The manager of the process in whose process you are doing the project, that's process owner. And the head of the department in whose process you are doing the project is the champion or the sponsor. And they are all stakeholders of the projects. And the first thing a green belt does is he makes a SIPOC, supplier input, process output, and customer. Because I want to have a process approach. I don't want to blame the people. I don't start blaming the recruitment department. Oh, my recruitment department is lazy. They're not good. They're not good for anything. They're no good. No, I said, I don't know. But let me make a SIPOC. I understand the process. What is the basic 5-6 steps? What is the output of the process? Who are my customers? What are the inputs? And also know the measure on the output. That is the why. That is the CTQ. One of the CTQ is having an issue. I've chosen that as the recruitment time. Okay. Which is getting influenced by the inputs and processes, which are the X factors. I need to focus on X factors because X factors are in my control. The result is not in my control. If I worry about the result, I'll be stressed out. I'll have high blood pressure. Don't worry about the result. Result will be delivered to you by the system if you focus on the X factors. So something could be wrong. See, why my recruitment cycle time is wrong? Maybe the time taken to interview is long. Or maybe IT systems are not working. Maybe job description is not available. Maybe the CVs are not available. Maybe the budget is not approved. Maybe the HR staff is not skilled. So many causes. Not every cause is the problem. Only few of them are responsible. Which of them? Which are them? Then you go to you write a project charter. You write a project charter. Problem statement, I'm taking 50 days. and I would like to reduce it to 30 days. It's a project now. And if I do that, I will save some good money. I can start billing my engineers who I recruit. This was a construction company, and they wanted to reduce the recruitment cycle time of the engineers. Now, define phase is completed. Now I go to the measure phase. I start collecting the data, not only on the Y, but also on the X factors. Because both are important. Because why is the effect a symptom, but X factors are the causes. So both data need to be collected. So we collected the data, and we also identify a defect. What is a defect? Customer specification limit. Any recruitment taking more than 60 days, it's a defect. So we count the defects. How many defects we are producing? We count the defects. And we find that for 27 out of 43. So in 1 million recruitment, I would be having 600 defects, 600,000 defects. So it's my sigma level is 1.14. So calculation of sigma level is not in the syllabus of yellow belt, so don't worry about that part. But you will calculate the sigma level. And also, I'll just show you. It's very easy to make histograms. I think I already showed you, but I'll show you again. So this is how you will make a histogram. This is your measure phase. You are telling the world how you are performing. You can also do a control chart. Do a control chart. See, few clicks, you get everything. Yeah. So I do a control chart. In my company, the people are getting recruited between 36 days to 64 days. This is my voice of process. And this is how I'm performing. My measure phase is over. Then comes the analyze phase. Well, this is how I'm performing, but why I'm performing like that? So I take two doors. Process door, data door. Process door, I take a Gemba walk. Remember the Gemba walk? Go to the field, go to the place of action, how recruitment is taking place. Look at the process. Lot of waste will be there. Unnecessary things you are doing. Non-value added, try to reduce them. That is process door, lean route. And then you can also do data door. Make a cause and effect diagram, make a control impact matrix, make a Pareto chart, make a box plot and scatter plot. Let me show you. We make a process map. We evaluate. Is it value added or it is non-value added? Critically evaluate, and you will find a lot of things are not required. This process was designed 10 years ago, 20 years ago. The process which you're following sometimes is designed 30 years ago. And no one took the time to even critically evaluate the process in the last 30 years. Trust me, it is a fact. Everyone knows this process is not required, but still they keep doing. They don't know why we are doing, but they keep doing it. So this is waste. You apply escape. Escape means eliminate, simplify, combine, automate, parallel. You ask 5 questions. Can I eliminate this step? Can I simplify that step? Can I combine that step? Can I automate that step? Can I make it parallel? Means can I do these things in parallel? Escape technique details, I'll give you a video. You can watch that video with a case study. I have explained that. But I'm now taking you, briefly, I'm taking you through the whole journey. So now I have, in 2 hours or 3 hours, I can come out with a beautiful new process. People will agree, will say, why we are doing these steps? So try to identify the waste, try to eliminate or reduce as much as possible. Then you go to the data door, you invite everyone, make a cause and effect diagram, invite everyone, tell them, think of all the possible causes, whatever comes to your mind, think of those causes. And people note down, this is a reality. These are actual pictures taken from that particular project. So they have listed down. When we are brainstorming, we say man, machine, material, method, 6 M's techniques. We have man, machine, material, method, measurement, mother nature. Try to brainstorm on those lines. People have brainstormed. You can also use a Minitab for that. Let me show you that. Like man, machine, material, method, environment, 6M's technique. And then few clicks. And you get a cause and effect diagram. So these are the possible causes. Now, they're the possible causes. We don't know which is the real root cause. I don't know. These are some of the causes. Whatever comes to my mind, I've just put in there. That's the way the cause and effect diagram is made. Without any discussions, without any evaluation. Write everything what comes to your mind. But then you apply Pareto. Vilfredo Pareto was an Italian economist who found that 80% of the wealth or land in Italy was with 20% of the people. He called it as 80-20 rule. 80-20 rule. So you will find, and this is again a rule, it's everywhere, it's prevalent everywhere. So you start writing the reasons why I got delayed. This one, recruitment number one, it got delayed due to the large approval time. It's a long approval time. JD was not available for this, so we took time to write that. So these are the reasons. Which reasons are appearing more? Just do a Pareto. It will collect that. Say, well, assessment time is appearing again and again. 13 times it's appearing. Job description not available is appearing 9 times. Approval time is appearing 6 times. Delegation of authority, all these reasons are appearing so many times. So what are the topmost reasons? This is one way of doing. Another way of doing, the way they did. They did voting. Whom you think? So they did voting, using red dot voting. Everyone gets 10 red dots. Whatever I feel, I'll just put my dots there. If I feel very strongly for a cause, I'll put 2 to 3 dots. And then I take the votes. Some of the causes will get highest votes. So this is also another way of making a Pareto. And then I arrange them in descending order and make my Pareto. 80-20 rule. 80% of your problem. 80% of your problem is due to 20% of the causes. The remaining 80% of the causes, they're not impacting much. So these are my primary root causes. But no, wait. Let us validate them. We will validate. See, these were perceptions. Let me validate using data. So this is my recruitment time. So recruitment number 3452. Approval time was 17 minutes. Sorry, 17 days. 17 days. Now it's end of the program. So 17 days. Job description was not available in the beginning. Type of hiring was expat. Assessment time was 18 days. Recruitment time total was 52 days. So similarly, we collected the data. Now, recruitment time is continuous data. Assessment time is continuous data. Type of hiring is attribute data. Job description is available or not available is attribute data. Approval time is continuous data. Okay. Now we will explore the relationships. Is my approval time affecting the recruitment time? Is there a correlation between the two? Is approval time really the root cause? So what happens whenever I'm having Y and X factor, Y is continuous and X is also continuous data, we do a scatter plot, like something like this, like age and experience. Age is, as the experience increases, age increases. Positive correlation. or it could be something related to negative. This is negative correlation. As one increases, another decreases. It's also a relation. And then where we have something called no relation, like there's no relation. So the scatter plot will reveal whether this X factor is actually influencing or not. Let us see. Let us see, is it influenced? Let us see, is recruitment time getting influenced by our approval time? Are they related? If they are related, I will work on approval time. If they are not related, I'll forget about approval time. That is not my root cause. So I do a scatter plots. Oh yeah, there appears to be a relationship. As the approval time increases, my recruitment time increases. Means approval time, if I do changes in the approval system, approval process, it will reduce my recruitment time. So let me focus on approval time. Let me try to make some changes to the approval process, and I will reduce my recruitment time. Okay. Now comes the, let me look at assessment time. We take assessment. Is that related? Well, let us see that. Let me see. The same graph, if I put X factor as assessment time, not related, Well, so I would say, well, assessment time is not something I should be concerned about. Assessment time is less or more. Recruitment time also keeps fluctuating. There's no pattern, no relationship. That's not the root cause. So my root cause becomes validated root cause approval time. In fact, there are other tests like high regression you do, but we are not, I can't teach everything here. So, but I'm just trying to tell you the overview. Now, similarly, now job description availability. Now here, job description availability is attribute data. I cannot do a scatter plot. Here, if my X factor is attribute data, yeah, time taken, job description is available and not available. When it is available, I take less time. When it's not available, I take more time. We call it as a box plot, actually. We plot it as a box plot. So I will say job description availability matters. And in such situation, I'll say job description of all jobs should be made available, and this will reduce your recruitment time drastically. But suppose this is the case. Job descriptions available or not available, the variation of my recruitment time, almost same. Job descriptions available, I took 30 days also, I took 60 days also. Job description not available, still I was able to do it in 30 days. Still I was able to do 60 days. So then job descriptions available or not available doesn't matter. Don't worry, that job description availability is not the root cause. So let us see what is the situation here. I'll just do, first I will do, let's say, types of hiring. Anyone will choose. There are two attributes data here, so let us do one by one. Box plot. Okay. Job description now. I'm doing for job description availability. Oh yes, job description availability matters. Because it is the root cause, I will give a suggestion that let us make job descriptions of all jobs in our company. And whenever there is a requirement, in no time, I'll get the recruitment done. Drastically, it will reduce my, in fact, it will tell you around 55 year, 40, it will reduce almost 10 days on an average. Just write job descriptions of every job, it will reduce 10 days. Job description is type of hiring. Is it impacting? Well, let us see. And here I will make Well, not much. It doesn't impact. So don't worry about. Some people say, well, experts you hire takes long time. A local candidate. No. There's another category in this company. It was shareholders category, but anyway. So it doesn't impact. So don't even worry about it. Don't give any suggestions. So this is how you are doing. And once you get the root cause, these are the rules which I just followed when you are doing. Uh, so when I was doing analysis of single column, which was continuous data, I did graphical analysis. When it was attribute data, the reasons were attribute data, I did a Pareto chart. When continuous and attribute data is there, I did a box plot. When continuous and continuous data was there, I did a scatter plot. Attribute and attribute, I did a Pareto. Now, all the data in the whole world is either continuous or attribute. So you have the rules of all the data analysis. Yeah, simple. Things are simple. Life is simple. Join my trainings. And if you are interested, I will talk about improve phase before that. But here is a box plot. If you want to learn more about the box plot, the video is given. A lot of videos are there. One video, FMEA, has got 1 million views. And thanks to all the people like you who have loved that video. 1 million views. I will strongly recommend you please watch that also. There's another tool, very, very powerful tool. There's no time to discuss about it. FMEA, failure modes and effects analysis. Imagining how you will fail and then you will not fail. FMEA, please watch this video. This video has got 1 million views, 13-minute video, long video, but still 1 million views means there must be something there, right? No time to train you in FMEA today, but please watch that. Very, very powerful technique. So please join my sessions. If you're interested, I'll tell you how to register, and my team, if you can tell me, there are new batches are coming up. If you, my team, if you can tell me, tell here what are the dates, I would like to welcome you. I would like to see you there. Next session starting on 27th April and or May 26th if you want to join the May batch, or Friday, Saturday batch is 27 and 31st May. You can join that batch, or you can join morning batches, 2 hours batch, or you can join evening batches, 2 hours batch. And you will definitely love the program. I can tell you, I can give the assurance to you that you will learn a lot. And in my sessions, I will not be so fast. Trust me. Yeah, I will be very slow. But in the yellow belt, I wanted to give you a lot of tools, and you have learned more than 35 tools today. If you start counting, you've learned 35 tools plus tools. These are our rates. Apart from this, we still have some discounted price. Special discounts are there. You can always ask for these discounts. First, you register, you show your interest by clicking on this link, and we will be happy to provide you all the data. We'll be happy to give you special discounts. If you register today or tomorrow, there is much special discount as well, apart from whatever is being listed here. So you can go for all green belt, black belt, master black belt, or you can also combine with some other courses like PMP, project management also. I'll be doing a project management free training to our foundation training about basic concepts of project management, where we'll teach earned value analysis, network diagram, etc. So you can join that as well. By the way, the training times of our batches, there are 4 batches. You can choose whatever suits you. These are the weekday batches or evening batches. We also have a US batch. It's not listed here. If you are from US, we can have we run some batches on Saturday and Sundays during the daytime of US as well. They are not listed because here right now, most of the people, except a few I know, they're still joined from US, but most of the people are from Middle East, European region, and India and subcontinents, etc. So, somewhere that region, these are the timings. But we do have another batch which runs from for US as well. So please join us our sessions. These are the weekends, weekdays training. Now, what you have to do, right? Now yellow belt certificate we want to give you. Earlier, we used to give you free. Still, it is free. But what you have to do, you have to just write a few words about Lean Six Sigma, whatever you learned. If you any one tool, if you like cause and effect diagram, write 2-3 sentences about cause and effect diagram, or anything which is related to Lean Six Sigma. Write 4-5 sentences. Post it on any of your social media like LinkedIn. LinkedIn is preferred, or Instagram or Facebook or wherever. Now, this is the ideas my team keeps getting. These are not my ideas. I would have loved to. I would love to give you a yellow belt certificate for attending this session and, of course, spending this time. But now they say that people should do something. So just write 4-5 sentences, whatever, about this program or about any tool which you liked, whatever is your understanding. Keep it simple. Don't worry about these long instructions. I'm just telling you, keeping simple. Just 4-5 sentences. Write about any tool or about this program, and tag me or tag kind of company, Anexas Europe. Tag them, and you will be. And put it on any of your social media account. It could be LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. I don't know which others are there. Whatever you use. Send us. You can send us to an email, or tell us that I have already done it. Or tag us also. Tag if my team might be able to tell more how to tag and how to find. You have to find us. You have to search for Anexas. ANEXAS, Anexas, and you'll get it. Or you can tag me also, because I see my LinkedIn every day for half an hour. So I interact with on LinkedIn. So just try to get it. And so you will receive the certificate, yellow belt certificate. And there are some upcoming free webinars, like free PMP workshop, free CPHQ workshop, yellow belt training, etc. So you can join them as many times as you want. And so looking forward to meet you and look at I will leave you with some of the case studies, or show you some. Okay, yeah, one more thing I was supposed to tell you about the improvements. So the project goes into the improve phase also after this. Yeah. So in the improve phase, we generate the ideas. Okay. Generate the ideas using different techniques. We also ensure the idea does not fail. Once we chose the idea, there are different tools, techniques which you learn how to generate idea, how to choose the ideas, like 635 technique. If you want to know about 635 technique, I'm giving you a link. Please watch that video. So I'm now giving you videos because of now not much time is left. I'm going to give you videos. You can watch them, learn those tools and techniques. And so 635 technique is something which is very useful to generate lots of ideas. FMEA, I was talking about FMEA. FMEA is like a very powerful tool to prevent the failure of your system, prevent the failure of your process, prevent the failure of failure to satisfy the customers. A very, very good tool. Strongly recommended. Please watch that. Then this is when US, one of the topmost aerated water drinks, cold drinks, as they say here, companies. Now I'll not name that company. You can make a guess. So there, I'm doing an FMEA there. We did a Lean Six Sigma there training program also, and they got a lot of benefits. In fact, just by doing FMEA, they could solve a very big problem which they were facing for the last 2 years. In just 2 hours, they were able to solve the problem. So that's very powerful too. So in the improve phase, now once you have validated the root causes, you are generating ideas. You are giving the ideas. And then you are implementing those ideas. And once you have implemented those ideas, after that, you do control. Means, you should not go back to your original state. So you finally show this type of control charts. What was before and what was after. So your control limits were before something else, and now you have got a new control limits. Now statistically validated improvement has taken place. There's a statistically significant difference between before and after. Statistically significant difference between before and after. So that is one chart every CEO wants to look at. That's what you should aim for. And that's the way we do the projects. DMAC, define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. So I tried my best to, club a lot of things together into one 2-hour program. Let me also talk about some of the okay, there's a game of quiz, but let me skip that. Yeah, so I just already talked about this. You will be, the best part about our session is that you will be doing a project with us during this session. And you will be getting a template. You can use it for a real project also, or you can do a project. I give it in the classroom. So you'll get that journey, that experience of a project. And that's a blueprint. You will get a blueprint of how the project is done. And then how generally Lean Six Sigma is implemented. We generally choose the projects in various various departments. We form a steering committee, and then champions are chosen. If you are from corporates, I'll be happy to visit your company, and I can present to your senior management. We can do a 2-3 hour live session of Yellow Belt also. And we usually, create a steering committee. If you're serious about implementing Lean Six Sigma, then we train the champions, the head of the departments. Then they recruit they not recruit, means they appoint, they choose the black belts or green belts within their processes who will be doing the projects. They undergo the training and they choose the projects. Whichever areas you want to improve, you take up those projects, and these projects are guided by us. So typically, we are creating an infrastructure, training the people, supporting them during the project, hand-holding them, and then transitioning. Once you have this one wave completed, 20-25 people are trained, they're capable of running their own show. Well, good. Otherwise, we keep doing hand-holding, and also year after year, we build up the capacity, the internal capacity within the organization to do these projects, and they start running their own initiative after some time. So this is one of the Switzerland companies where I'm doing the champions training. There we played a game just to demonstrate the power of these tools and techniques. So that is the first step. Then second step is, the green belts or black belts, they're nominated by the champions, and then they come to the classroom, they undergo the training. Your team name, 1, 2, 3. Anti-Muda. And your slogan, 1, 2, 3. We never go. Okay. And your song.
Let's go lead. Let's go lead. Let's go lead. We are the champions. We are the team.
Wow.
Yay! Well done.
And your team name, 1, 2, 3.
Hola,
Your slogan, 1, 2, 3.
Together, everyone achieve more.
So these are what happens when multiple projects completed. They get initiated, they complete the project, and finally you have to present the project, like NHS, National Healthcare Service UK.
Well,
Like
we have Alex with us,
about
and he has done excellent Lean and Six Sigma projects in National Healthcare Service and in hospitals. So, Alex, would you like to tell us something about it?
Hello, I'm Alex Wells, Head of Service Improvements at the Royal Liverpool University Hospital. I've been really fortunate to present today on how us as a trust are using Lean and Six Sigma principles to deliver better care for our patients. I've presented today on a lot of the work that we've done around how we've improved patient outcomes, reducing mortality, improving length of stay, and also talked about how we can actually realise some financial benefits from that. Over the past 2 years, we've been really fortunate that we've done some good work, and it's actually delivered us £2 million worth of quality efficiencies through delivering better patient care.
So by Bank Muscat also we have got a lot of good credentials. NACL, the largest logistics company, over the period of years.
My name is Mohammed Al-Bayati. I'm the CEO of NAPL. Through Anexas, Mr. Amitabh has taught me and more than 1,000 employees of NAPL, Six Sigma and Lean processes. This affected our bottom lines by millions of riyals, and it is having a big impact in changing our company from a local company to a regional or multinational company. Thanks to Anexas and Mr. Amitabh. Thank you very much.
So that was about the so this is how Lean Six Sigma gets implemented. So there are various ways. Some people just get trained, like for you, it could be you get trained and you make an impact. So if you want to implement it in your organization, I'll be happy to guide you there as well, and I'll be happy to meet you, and we can launch this training and whole projects in your organization as well. Otherwise, as an individual, you are most welcome to most welcome to join my session, and I would like to invite you for that. And just to tell you, I've already told you about the ways to join, and I'm waiting for you to join. Let me show you some more implementations. Yeah, this is one more.
So I reached out to our operations team, and we headed straight here to Formula Rossa.
Okay, if you can just just poll. Sorry, I forgot about that. So I should have done it earlier. So if you'd like to, please answer this poll.
Improve our processes.
So I reached out to our operations team, and we headed straight here to Formula Rossa, one of the signature rides here at Ferrari World at Abu Dhabi, and we decided to work on how we could increase the reliability of the time it takes to update our queue time boards, because as you know, every minute that guest waits in a queue line is super important.
We had the brainstorming session with the team, and we went through a few topics, and then we chose the most appropriate one for the course. The chosen topic was reduce facilities management service request closeout time.
So I was eager to use statistics and data analytics to solve a business challenge. One of the challenges we had is the erosion of the retail per capita spend in Ferrari World Abu Dhabi, and that was my topic.
Well, actually, being an HR professional, recruitment lead time has been always a problem across the board. So taking that subject in specific will help me improve onto the recruitment cycle.
So what we had worked on was redesigning the product launch process, which we've now implemented.
We had a discussion within our team, and the most critical area that we faced was our closing process. So we decided among ourselves that this is the one that we should go for.
Yeah, the course that we did was a week-long online facilitated course. It was fantastic. It showed us the whole methodology behind Lean Six Sigma, and it also provided a various amount of tools that we could be able to use to improve all of the existing processes that we have here in the park.
Well, it was 1 week training. It was very interesting and always energetic in terms of interaction in the class. Every single day has been different, and the knowledge sharing has been remarkable.
This gave us a broader perspective to understand the issues, and it gave us opportunity to do some brainstorming, and we were able to come up with better solutions from a wholesome perspective.
It was a very stimulating experience where we met every day with the colleagues, all very engaged, eager to learn, and keen on and willing to actually pause, step back from their day-to-day work to get some new perspectives. So it was really a refreshing exercise.
When an issue comes to us, we try to think about it from a Lean Six Sigma perspective. We try to define the issue, we make a project charter about it, we try to analyze it. So it has changed the perspective of how we look at issues.
Statistics allowed me to understand the root cause of the problem and come up with the very targeted improvement initiatives that we aim at implementing within the year. So every dirham per cap increase would represent 1 million revenue uplifts in a standard year. So the impact can be significant.
Well, this program is in benefit not just for me as a recruiter, but it helps the whole organization in terms of how we can identify issues, how we can look into problems.
So what's really exciting is that since we completed the course and we implemented all of the changes that we worked through, we have 100% seen a decrease in the time that it takes to upload the QTime boards, which is really cool. And one other really exciting thing is that one of the recommendations that the team and I put forward through in our project, for the project I should say, is that has now been funded through the business. So you'll have to watch this space for more. I can't tell you just yet.
I would say satisfaction, quality, and experience. And I say that because my project was focused on how we can improve the product launch. So we wanted to get customers satisfied and improve the customer experience. And we wanted to improve the quality of the products that we were issuing to guests and the overall process.
So also, I'll request my team if you have some videos to share from different industries, please do that. So on that note, I will take leave, and but you'll see some videos of Lean and Six Sigma implementations in various industries.